So we are going to look at the distributive property. The distributive property states that for any number x outside the parentheses, you can multiply by the inside of your parentheses. So for example, 3 times x minus 4 is equal to 3 times x minus 3 times 4, which is 3 times x minus 4. So if you think about this 3 times x minus 4, this is 3 groups of x minus 4. So let's look over here. I have 3 groups of x minus 4. So x minus 4, x minus 4, x minus 4. So if I add those together, I have 1, 2, 3 x's, and negative 4, negative 8, and negative 12, minus 12. So 3 times x minus 4 is the same thing as 3x minus 12, 3 groups of x minus 4. So let's look at number 1. Number 1, 7 times y plus 11. Again, it says 7 groups of y plus 11, or 7 times y and 7 times 11. So because we don't know what y is, we can just say that's 7y. And then 7 times 11 is 77, so we have 7y plus 77. All right, let's do number 2 together, and then you'll do number 3 and 4. So number 2, we have negative 8 times x minus 2. So negative 8 times x. You can either say negative 8 times 2 and then just bring this minus sign over. So negative 8x minus a negative 16. And again, when we have this minus a negative, we know it changes to a positive. Or you could say, so that would be negative 8x plus 16. Or you can look at this minus 2 as a negative 2 and say negative 8 times x and negative 8 times negative 2, which is a positive 16. And again, you'll still get negative 8 plus 16. So I want you to pause your video right now and try examples 3 and 4. Alright, so you should have completed examples 3 and 4. Now let's go over them. Just because the negative 9 is on the back side here doesn't mean it's any different than the others. We're still saying negative 9 groups of negative 3 plus y. So negative 9 times y and negative 9 times negative 3. So negative 9 times negative 3, we have 27. Negative 9 times y is negative 9y. So 27 minus 9y. Again, this could be plus negative 9y, but we want one symbol, so we're going to keep that as minus. Here we have negative 18 times negative x, which gives us 18x. And we have negative 18 times negative 5, which gives us 90. So we have negative 18 plus 90. Now, what if we have variables or multiple variables? So we have 2x times 3 and 2x times this 2y. So when we have this number in front of your variable is called your coefficient. You multiply the coefficient and your constant, this other number, together, and you still have your x. So we have 2x times 3 is just 2 times 3, which is 6x. And then you have 2x times 2y. Well, you have 2 times 2, or 2 times negative 2, which is negative 4. X times y, we don't know what they are, so that's just xy. All right? So if we have this variable b, here we had 2 numbers, here we have 2 variables, so you just multiply your constants together, or your variables together. So b times 2b, well, if you think about b times b, or a number times itself, you know, any number multiplied by itself is that number squared. So b times b would be b squared. So we have 2 b's though, so this is going to be 2b squared. We're multiplying it by this negative 9, so minus 9b. All right, so let's try number 7. 3 groups of x plus y, so we have 3 groups of x, 3 times x, plus 3 times y. For number 8, we have 1/2, so we have to take half of our numbers. So we have 1/2 x times 4x and 1/2 x times 8. So here we look at our coefficients and multiply them together. So 1/2 times 4 is 2. And then you look at your variables and multiply them together. X times x is x squared. So we have 2x squared. And you have minus 1/2 times 8 is 4, but you still have your x. So we have 1/2 x times 8 is 4x. For number 9, we have this negative here. This negative we can view as a -1. So we say -1 times 2x minus 4. So we need to distribute that -1 through. So -1 times 2x is -2x. And -1 times, again, we could either say 4, bring the minus down. -1 times 4 is -4. And again, a minus, a negative is a positive. Or we could say -1 times 2x is -2x, and -1 times -4 is +4, so we get +4. Either one works. All right, and number 10 is just like number 9. This negative out front we can look at as a -1 times -4 plus x. So -1 times -4 is 4. -1 times x is a -1x, so we should have 4 minus x. So what I want you to do is I want you to flip your paper over and do the practice problems on the back. So pause the video, and when you're done, turn it back on so you can get the answers. All right, so number 1, you should have gotten -6x minus 21. Number 2, you should have 2/3 x minus 3. Number 3, same thing, we just go backwards, so -8x plus 32. Number 4, right, we have that -1 in front, so -x plus y. Number 5, we should have x squared minus 7x. 6, we should have 8x plus 2x squared. Number 9, 15x squared minus 18x. 8, -2x squared plus 4. 9, 21x squared minus 3xy. And number 10, 1/3 x plus 3. If you did not get any of these or all of these correct, go back and check your answer. If you are having difficulty, go back and look at the front of your notes, and if you need help, make sure you come and ask. So that's the distributive property, and get started.